No sooner have I uploaded my last video about not knowing yet what the compensation is going to be, or they drop it on us. Here it is. Update on bonus stat generation issue compensation. Hi Maplers, after a recent bonus stat generation issue compensation post, see 14 prior videos, we recognize that the compensation plan was announced on February 25th is not enough to express our apology and decide to spend some time taking a second look over at it. Not on NA, of course, but on KMS. When looking into compensation and item usage data deeper, we discovered that interoperability data was only being stored for 2 years, so compensation criteria for the interoperability has been adjusted to the items used between March 12, 2019 and February 26, 2021 at 3 a.m. UTC. February 26th, okay? So that's before the last event. Infinite content next time once you make ad revenue. I love it. Also, while we're keeping all the Miracle Circulator usage data according to our policy, the log that includes how players obtained the Miracle Circulator before the world merge we had in August 2019, and the same data for Burning World have been removed because we only temporarily store that kind of special data. So the Miracle Circulator used before the world merge and those used on Burning World will be compensated with Mugong medal points, regardless of how it was obtained. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. They can't, like, yeah, because those are temporary words, right? Please see our updated compensation highlights, which are shared below. Please note that the new and changed details highlighted in orange, and thank you for your patience. Okay, so there's a lot of orange, which, from the looks of it, looks like a copy-paste of the KMS stuff, but we'll see how far that goes if we get literally everything. But as everyone was screaming in my chat, it looks like it. So let's see. Players use Rebirth Flames, so powerful and eternal, and I think the black ones as well, right? During February 1st, 2019 to February 26, 2021, so for 2 years and almost a month, we receive Rebirth Flame points according to the table below. Players can receive points based on the usage of the below items in respective worlds. Non-reboot worlds claim points based on usage of items in non-reboot worlds and Burning World. Points will be calculated based on so you can claim the points in the non-reboot world of your choice. Reboot world claim points based on usage of items in reboot world. Wow, that's like for the clarification. Tradability. Wait, okay. So these are the ones you used, right? Yeah, okay. So if you used any of these flames that were either untradeable or tradable within characters of the same world, you get A points for it. And if you use tradable ones, then you get B points for it. Which reboot is going to be mostly these, I believe, right? Because most of ours are tradable. There's only a few like event ones and stuff like that that end up being untradeable or only tradable within characters. Unless they mean transferable and tradable as being synonyms. I never quite know, because there are items in Reboot that say untradeable, but they're actually tradable. I don't know. We'll have to see how they do it exactly, I guess. Points given per Rebirth Flame used, 1, 3, 10, 3, 9. So we saw the same in the KMS post, right? Where they made it so that the amount of points that it's going to cost to get those black flames down here. Let's see if they do the exact... you have to do the same changes, but they make it cheaper. Yeah, so 5, 5, and 15 instead of 10, 10, and 30. I believe. Strength appeared more frequently than the other stats. So this is the same as with the KMS post, right? So it had more impact on non-strength based jobs, and therefore there is additional compensation if you are not a main strength user. This is of course beautiful because there are exceptions to this. But so if you're a Dex user, and you use Bowman or Pirate gear, then you get 3% extra compensation. Intellect user, Magician, you get 6% extra, and as a Luck user, you get 9% extra. Pirate-only equipment with Strength instead of Dex will also gain the 3% because some people switch over and they don't want to make it so that someone who had to flame for Dex but then switch to Strength with the between the Explorer Pirates, between like Corsair and Buccaneer, then doesn't get the compensation because they switched in the meantime. But they've extended it to all pirate equipment just to, because that's easier to program, I think. And equipment that can only be equipped by all classes, as well as warrior xenon equipment, will be compensated at 100% without bonus. So rip for xenons, and also I don't know what Demon Avengers are gonna get, because Demon Avengers try to get attack and HP. They're probably gonna be regularly compensated, even because they're strength classes, even though they're not going for strength. Even though they should probably be getting at least a plus 3%. So, but you know, who cares about Demon Avengers? Sherbet Rebirth Flames. Rebirth Flame points can be used to trade for the desired items. So you'll get like a batch of coins, and then you can talk to an NPC. An NPC will basically tell you like, hey, this is how many coins you have. This is how much everything costs, right? And then how much everything costs is this. And then it'll tell you like you can trade it for this many flames, and then you can start using those. So those flames that you use have a 30-day duration, the ones that you exchange, and you should have 2 months. March, April, May, June. Oh, they're gonna give us 3 months to pick them up. So 3 months to pick them up, and then another month to use them. So you have 4 months in total to use them. I think Masta will get his wish though, because you can go until June 23rd to pick it up, Masta, and then you can have another month, so you can wait until like July, like near the end of July to use them. So I think more and more people will actually. So if you have some friends who are seasonal players and they haven't played in a while, make sure that they log in somewhere after March 18th to make sure that they use their compensation and pick up those points and everything before June 23rd. Please refer to the table below. You can trade for the desired items by talking to the administrator, so that's going to be the NPC. They're going to be in the event hall. It's probably going to be very laggy there the first day, so probably wait like a day or two to go in there. Or wait a little bit until right after the maintenance, because it's going to be like thousands of people in there trying to see how much they can get. Talk to Maple admin and then trade for Rebirth Flame and honor points. Basically, the admin in the event hall is like the throwaway NPC that gets to deal with all of the customer complaints. It's like the back office. Go to event hall through the dimensional mirror if you don't know. If you choose to claim all points in this world, all A points, B points, honor experience points, Mugong guaranteed Medal of Honor points, and Manji coins in Reboot will be received in the world you selected. So for Reboot, that's pretty simple. You just always do that, I guess. If you're in non-Reboot, you want to choose, you play different worlds, you want to select like where you get what. If you have received any points in the world you selected, regardless of the type of points, you have to claim the total points in that world. Wait. If you received any points in the world you selected, regardless of the type of points, you have to claim the total points in that world. Oh, okay. Okay, because that's shared. Interesting. Once you select that world, you will not be able to change it. Ooh, okay. Well, so make that decision wisely. So 1 A point will get you a Karma Powerful Flame, Karma Eternal Flame, or Karma Black. Sorry, 1 will get you Karma Powerful Flame. Sorry, 3 will get you Karma Eternal Flame, and 5 will get you Karma Black Rebirth Flame. 1 B point will give you Karma Powerful Flame. 3 Karma Eternal Flame, 5 B points Karma Black Flames, and 3 will give you a tradable Powerful Rebirth Flame, 9 a tradable Eternal Rebirth Flame, and 15 a tradable Black Rebirth Flame. So for Reboot, we're probably going to be in the B category, so we're probably just going to be picking up these, right? Probably mostly these. One that costs 1 and 3. Maybe a bunch of 3s to get like a really good flame on a Dominator, on a Papulatus Mark, right, Zelpix? Or on your Arcane stuff, and then just a bunch of powerfuls for everything else, basically. Or if you want to go crazy and you want to have low risk re-rolling on your weapon because everything is already flamed pretty well, you can just get a bunch of Karma Black Flames. Honestly, maybe like 100 of these, depending on how many points you get. If you get years of compensation and you're a big spender, you could get a lot of points here. So it could be worth it just go like crazy on the Karma Black Rebirth Flames, which remember, those are the ones that you can pick if you want the new flame or if you take the old flame, and it's got the same quality and tiers and chances of the Eternal Flame. So Reboot will be A, it says. Where does it say that? Oh, underneath it? Oh, cool. Oh, here. Rebirth flame points will only be distributed as A points. Okay, yeah. Banned accounts will not receive comp. Oh my god. Imagine getting like a temporary ban right now. Losing all the compensation. Wow. Yikes. So, okay, we're only getting a... Well, we could... Rebirth flame points. So all of them will just all be 8 points. Okay, so we're just looking at this. Okay. Which is essentially the same as looking at this, though. We're looking at the same points and same scroll. So it doesn't really matter, but yeah. So it'll be up here instead of down there. Ooh. Spooky. Inability issue compensation. Players who use the inability during March 12th, 2019 until February 26th, 2021. So I think they extended the duration a little bit, or they reduced it a little bit. I don't know, but like this was changed a little bit. I don't know the exact date, but it's around the same time. Maybe it was like May or something. Receive compensation according to the table below. Players can receive points based on the usage of the below items in the respective worlds. So this is all the same information. Miracle Circulators used in non-reboot worlds between March 12th and August 28th, 2019 will be compensated with... Right, this is for... this is pre-merge and this is Burning World, so that's extra information for people in non-reboot. So if you're playing in non-reboot, make sure you double read on this to see what all the dates are here. Reduce the lack of data, they only retain 2 years. Yeah, because I think they said February 1st or something, so they have to reduce it a little bit, right? Their wording doesn't make it clear, and it's if you ever got banned. No, banned accounts. I read that as currently banned accounts. People who are banned now. I wonder if it means permanently banned accounts or also temporarily banned accounts, though, because that's a big difference in my opinion. So this is the... they changed this? Why did they change this? Okay. So 1 honor experience used after locking a rank. 1 honor experience point per every 10,000 when locking. Booking guaranteed medal of honor. Booking's guaranteed medal of honor use 1 medal point in non-reboot only, of course. Event reward obtained and used. Purchase from event coin shop. Purchase the exchange coupon from the auction house and used. Oh, there's like extra non-reboot things. Miracle Circulators used on non-reboot worlds. Burning World. Okay. Used after purchasing with Mezzos. Oh, 2 Mungie coin points instead of 1. Interesting. Looks like they doubled our reboot compensation on these. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Distributed points can be used to trade with the desired items during March 18, 2021 and then June 23rd again. Please refer to the table below for the items you can get with points. Wait, June 23rd. Can I double check? Was Mungie coin? I'll read that in a second. It's explained down below. April 21st, May, June 23rd. So June 23rd is going to be Neo then? June 23rd is probably Neo, yeah. You can trade the points, so this is the same explanation as before. You'll not be able to change after you select the world. Go to event hall, 3-dimensional mirror, blah blah blah. Honor experience. For every 1 point, you get 10,000 honor experience. Tradable within your characters in the same world, 30-day duration. Ooh, that'll be cool. Wait, let's read this first, so we don't get cucked by that again. Maple points will be summed up and automatically applied in your inventory UI without a separate conversion process rate during the March 18th maintenance. Okay. Booking metal points, 1. So for 1 point you can buy this, and for 5 you can buy a Chaos Circulator. Again, be very careful with Chaos Circulators. They can also tier your stuff down. Hey, actually, that's one item for the list, Master. Chaos Circulators. What are the chances of increasing and decreasing the stats on that one? Is it the same as a Chaos Scroll? We need to know that as well. I don't think that was mentioned anywhere. Mungie coin point. For every 1 point, you can get a 10 mil Mungie coin. Yeah, so we're getting overcompensated by a little bit. So that's, well, we're getting 110% compensation roughly, right? 18 mil, you get 1.1. You get 20 mil for every 18, so like, yeah, it's like 1.11111 times the compensation or something. Okay. Technically 111%. Okay, additional compensation. This is where the juicy stuff starts. Honestly, this is going to be a lot. If you've been playing actively for the last 2 years, this is probably going to be a ton of stuff. But we talked about this earlier today in stream. It's very hard to fathom like big amounts of stuff. It's very hard to keep track of. Like when you're leveling up your symbols and stuff, you don't really keep in mind that if you're doing all of your area daily symbols, you're getting about 80 symbols a day. So that means that every month you're getting about 2,400 symbols if you do your dailies every day. Which you can't really fathom like how many symbols that is. So I think, just imagine over 2 years how much you've actually spent. I think it will be a huge amount that a lot of people will be very, very surprised with how much it is. That already. But then on top of that, we're seeing this. So all players who log in between March 18th, 2021 after the maintenance and April 28th, 2021 will be able to claim this set of items once per account. So even if you didn't play before, even if you're super new, you just have to log in between March 18th and April 28th. Alright, that's the requirement. Speak to the admin. Get to the sincere apologies to all our heroes. All players need to choose a world in which to claim the items. Once you select the world, you will not be able to change it because it's once per account, right? Banned accounts will not receive compensation. Of course, compensation can be claimed between March 18th and April 28th, right? So here's what will be in it. Arcane Umbra weapon box. So that's the same as KMS. Contains an Umbra weapon for a current character's job with 15 star, Star Force, and legendary potentials. Cannot be traded, enhanced, have its potential reset, or transfer hammer used. So, to be perfectly clear, so you'll get a box, 7-day duration, it's tradable within your account, you can give it to a character, double click it, open it up, you get a weapon. Weapon is permanent, right? It's not a temporary item, it's a permanent item. It's untradeable, it's permanent, you can't transfer hammer, fuck around with it whatsoever, it's like stuck like that forever, right? So it comes with 15 stars, which seems low, but the base attack of Arcane Umbra is very, very high. And you can still flame it. And because flames go off of percentage of the base stats for weapon and magic attack, that means that even with a decent flame, this can be a very, very good item, possibly get you towards the end game. It can definitely get you through the late game very easily. I might make a follow-up video on like what you want to use this on, but basically this is best to use on either a character that you absolutely hate, that you are at least going to get to 210 and maybe beyond that, maybe like to 220 or 225, so that you can do weekly CRA and maybe Lotus and Damien on it, and you don't have to worry about the weapon at all. Or if you have a character that's a main and you're currently using Fafnir and you're thinking of moving into Abzalab, you can use this instead and just completely skip Abzalab until you get a real Umbra weapon later on. Because the thing is, the potential is locked, and the potential is 35% boss damage, 12% damage, 12% critical rate. So that's not bad, but it's also not good. So if you already have an Abzo that's like 17 stars, and it has at least like 1 or 2 lines of weapon or magic attack, even though the weapon or magic attack on the item itself will be higher on the Umbra, the total damage from your equip will be a lot lower for the Umbra. Percentage attack is really, really, really good. And the other item will typically, will at best be a placeholder. And it'll probably be around equivalent of a 17-star Abzo with like 1 line of attack and another line that does kind of something. Like a line of attack and a line of stat maybe. As a 17-star Abzo on Legendary with a good flame, it'll probably be about equivalent to this. So use that to kind of gauge if you want to switch to this item or not, or what other character in your account you might want to give that item to. Dominator pendant box, again, this is important for KMS because this is their best in slot pendant. For GMS, it's not really important. Don't use this because you want to like get a good flame on it and transpose it into Sweetwater. You want to transpose at 16. This one comes as 15 and is stuck at 15. It is very good as a placeholder, or if you have a Demon Avenger who needs some more damage because of the set bonus and because of the base stats on the item. Or if you have a character that you do need to level but you don't really want to. So it will get, if I remember correctly, it gets 15% of your character's main stat on it, so a 9 and a 6% line, and then a 6% or a 9% critical, I think 9% crit line. So it gives a little bit of crit and a little bit of damage, and it's a Dominator, so it counts for the set bonus. And again, it can also be flamed, which is pretty good. But you don't want to be able to, you're not going to be able to Star Force it, you're not going to be able to use it for transposing, so don't take it for that reason, okay? Choo Choo Island set coupon, this is a clothes set, and I think KMS also updated to giving this twice. These are NX clothes with stats that you can wear on top of your stuff, and it gives you stats for 6 months. 15% stat and 6% crit. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, 966, right? Yeah. So if you do get both of these on one character, you can get 18% crit just from those two. So the hat has 30 all stat. The overall has 300 defense, whatever. Cape has 30 all stat. Shoes has 50 jump and speed. And then the weapon has 30 attack, and then if you wear all of them, you get another 10 extra attack. So you're looking at 40 weapon magic attack, 60 all stat if you wear all of these clothes. So everyone is going to basically look exactly the same for the next 6 months, because that's a huge buff. And when you're bossing, you want to be as strong as you can be. So maybe for mobbing, some people won't wear it, and if people are really, really strong and they have a lot of money. But for 6 months, everyone in MapleStory is basically going to look exactly the same. So, yeah. Just be aware of that in like 6 months, you're going to log in and you're going to be like, there's something else. There's something different. What happened? And suddenly you're going to realize that people are slowly unequipping their NX set because the stats will have expired and they will be changing back into their normal clothes. But you'll get 2 sets of that, yeah. So you can... remember, check !CS transfer to see which groups of characters share cash up inventory with each other, so you can make it and use it optimally on as many characters as possible, so you can use this, right? Because for 6 months it'll keep these stats. So if you or you play a bunch of characters that share cash up inventory, you can use this and just trade it through the cash up every time and give a bunch of stats to everyone, right? Yes, the 60 all stat for Xenon will be pretty nice, of course. The 40 attack is pretty big for everyone. And then the extreme growth potions. So there's a total of 13 of them. There's one extreme one, which is a free level for any character between 200 and 249, a free level. So if you get to 249, potion, boom, 250. Instantly. As always, these potions, you can use them on a higher level than the highest level, but the most amount of experience you will get is the amount of experience you would get at the highest level that's mentioned. So basically the total amount of experience you would need to go from 249 to 250, that's the biggest chunk you will get. If you use it at 270, you'll get that same amount. And it will be a very small percentage of your total money. And they have 90-day duration, so you have a long time to use these. The best thing you can do is just to sit on these as long as possible and always use them at the highest possible level, closest possible to these. So one for 240, for up to 249 to 250, and then 3 of them for up to 239 to 240, 3 for 229, etc., etc., etc. So 3 for every 10 level batch, and then for the highest level batch of 240 to 250, there's 1 that you can use for that. Then 1,000 Arcane Symbol Collector coupons. These also have 90-day duration, which basically mean you only use them on a character that you are serious with. So you only use them on Asphera, basically. Maybe, and on Morass, because 1,000 is a lot. So just whatever character you want planning to use these on, always just rush to 235, make sure you have all the areas unlocked, and then just trade them evenly between Asphera and Morass to make sure that they're both equally far. Because those are the areas where you only get 8 per day, so those are the areas where you will need the most. Even if this means that your Asphera and your Morass are going to out-level maybe your Arcana or your Lacaline, or maybe even your Vanishing Journey or Choo Choo, that's no problem, because those areas will catch up again later. Asphera and Morass are still the slowest areas to level, so you want to go overboard with those immediately. You can claim it on 0. You'll get 2 boxes of NX that you can trade within account. You mean this? Box has a 7-day duration and is tradable within your characters in the same world. Resulting items are permanent and are untradeable and can be transferred to the cash inventory. Yeah, I don't know what you mean there, Grossman. Maybe I'm missing something. And then Sherbet. Sherbet seems innocuous. However, Sherbet, and we will show our little friend here. I think it's this one. Where's Sherbet? 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 Here, Sherbet. Look at him. Isn't he a cutie? Sherbet is a vac pet. This is how big Sherbet is. He's tiny, isn't he? Yeah. A tiny, tiny pet. Seems like he's not doing anything. He's just chilling. The one thing he does, though, is he sucks up items if he's near them. Just through, like, the sheer presence. All the items just get sucked in. Someone corrected me on that last time, because I gave the example of CLP. Items do not get sucked from below the pet, only from above, at a pretty decent rate. So if you imagine like the distance between the platforms at CLP, right? If you're in the middle plat, all the items from the top, they all get sucked in. You don't ever have to like walk on that top plat. The only items that will stay are the items like way on the top right, because the diagonal for that, yeah, that diagonal is a little bit too far to reach. But you'll have to move way less. Which means that in rotations on maps, you can aim way more to just kill as many monsters, kill as many monsters, kill as many monsters, and don't really worry about looting, because the amount of money you'll miss out on that your pet can't loot automatically is going to be less than the extra money you get from just going harder on training. So wherever you're going, just a hard focus. Just a hard focus on getting as many kills as possible, so you get as many bags of money on the ground as possible. So, very large range. Yes, you cannot extend the duration. You cannot give him pet equips. You can be summoned as a multi-pet with other pets. Pet skill items and pet naming cannot be used on this pet. He will always be Sherbet. He has 90-day duration and he cannot be revived, which is fair. 90 days is a long time. There's going to be a lot of gains with this, and anyone who is going to get used to how much money they're going to make with this is going to have to detox hardcore after this pet leaves again. So that's yeah, it's going to be quite something. Pet set effects are going to be applied. It has auto buff, pick up mezzo an item, auto pickup, auto charge for HP and MP. Auto charge, auto pot, yeah. Then there's a content entry box. It contains Monster Park entry ticket times 30 and Maple Tour entry ticket times 30. Tickets have a 7-day duration when received, and the box has a 90-day duration and is tradable within your characters in the same world. Yeah, there's going to be hard withdrawal when Sherbet leaves, yeah. And then there is Demetra's Triple Experience coupon box. So you can use the box a total of 5 times. Once per week, in a total of 8 weeks. So somewhere in those 8 weeks, you can open it 5 times. And every time you open it, you get 20 15-minute triple experience coupons. So that's so that's 5 hours of triple. 5 hours of triple 5 times. So 25 hours of triple EXP. You have to do Maple Tour all on the same week. So the box has a 90-day duration, and this says the tickets have 70 duration when received. I assume that it's like the symbol selector coupons, or like a box that has a lot of items in it, you can double click and you can choose how many of the items you receive. So you can be like, oh, I want 5 tickets today. And then the next day, like, oh, I want another 5 this day. And then every time they will have 1 week. I don't think you'll be like, oh, click, boom, here's 30 tickets. Good luck, go run. It should be the former. So, will triple stack with double and 1.5x? No. So for when it comes to experience and it comes to coupons, because there are so many different types of coupons, all of those coupons are seen as the same type of source of EXP, and those cannot stack with each other. So these can take the place of whatever other EXP coupon you're using, be it like a Dojo experience coupon, or like a Monster Park box experience coupon, or just one from a random event that you have, or a Legion experience coupon, you know, any of those, or the triple experience coupon. Though you have to choose one of those. All the other sources stack with all of them, but only one of those can be selected for that category of experience buff. More characters get to 140. If you're working on your Legion, please don't use triple experience coupons on Legion. Please save those for like your strongest character to get high levels. Because you want to get to Asphera, you want to get to Morass, so you can drop those 1,000 coupons on there hard. Get all of that arcane power running immediately, and just move forward. This is going to be the time for at least like 3 months. With Sherbet, but at least for, let's say, like 8 weeks, like 2 months-ish, to go really hard on your main. It might not mean as much to you if you don't have as much of a reference frame. But this is going to be like on the level of, with all of these things combined, this is, yeah, leveling wise, it's going to be like on the same level as the Ancestral Blessing event, you know? Where a lot of people were like, oh, this event seems interesting. And then after the event, everyone was going through withdrawal, like, oh my god, like, I wish I took more advantage of that event. Or people like coming back 3 days before the event ended and being like, oh my god, I missed out on so much, you know? This is going to be a lot of stuff. March 18th maintenance, yeah. So the worst part about all of this is, maybe some people already see where this is going, but the worst part about all of this is that this stuff is going to be alive, and then 2 weeks after that, we're getting Wondroid. And you're going to have to choose, like, it's going to be expensive. You know, the opportunity cost is going to be high to be getting a bunch of Wondroid hearts on a bunch of characters, because you will actively be missing out on more compared to doing Wondroid. Now, this is also to say, like, if a lot of people are more training more and doing a bunch of stuff because of all of this, that also means that the maps will be very busy. And if you generally play during those busy times, it might be better to just do Wondroid then instead, and maybe train during other times. You know, hopefully that'll balance itself out a little bit. We do still have the 30 channels, so hopefully that, you know, hopefully that works itself out, you know. The burnout will be real after the pet expires. Yeah. Dude, I can already see myself having like a 90-day Sherbet and only using it in total for like 10 or 20 hours or something. I could already see myself completely just negating all of that potential value there. But yeah, so this is going to be for everyone, all accounts. So this is not for people who played in the last 2 years. This is not for people who are getting the other compensation. This is for all players who log in between March 18th, 2021 after the maintenance and April 28th, 2021 before the reset towards April 29th. For every account. So Arc training, most likely, yeah. Now, of course, March, you know, like, we have more than a month to redeem this. I assume that a bunch of people are going to redeem this immediately and go super fucking hard. You know me, I'm probably going to get it on like the last day. I'll probably work on Project CRA more and work on getting all of the Wondroid first, and then probably in like the last week of April pick this thing up and then start doing it. which will mean that everyone will go hard those 3 months, and then the last month when their pets are already gone again and everyone's like burned out, I'll have another month of it and keep going for basically a full extra month. That's probably what I'll do. But of course, this is a long period of time. These things can be very important. Look at the things that are time limited and look at your own schedule, right? Your own long-term schedule, like how many days do you have off? Like when do you have time available? When are you going to be busy? And kind of use that to calculate in, like what is the optimal time for you to redeem this? Because you do have a 40-day window, right? To redeem it, so you don't have to redeem it on the very first day. So be careful with that, right? Because the whole package, it does have time. So make sure you don't make that decision too hastily. And you have until the 18th, like you have 5-6 more days to figure out when you want to do that. So so take that time, I would say. Using 3x on Project CRA. Well, I only have 2.5 characters left to train now. Should I be getting the pet on my Kana Farmer or take it on my 240 main that I'll be pushing to 250 with Growth Potion and 3x? When you're training on your Kana right now, do you feel like there's a lot of money that's being wasted, that's disappearing, or a lot of potential gains that you're losing out on? That's something that you would you'd have to kind of like calculate it, right? It also depends on what the size of the map is, I think, because if you're farming in a map that's very wide or very tall and the platforms are very far away, or there's still a lot of moving that the pet has to do, I don't think claiming the vac pet on your Kana Farmer is going to make a huge difference compared to how much money it's making now. Whereas on your main, again, I was talking about, right? The main thing is that when you're on your main, you want to be focusing on those rotations and killing as many monsters as possible. And then if you're going hard on your rates, typically that means you're either in a, maps with like small platforms, you ignore those completely because they just take you out of your rhythm. There might be percentage-wise more gains to be made by just being able to go hard on your main and getting a lot of extra money there while you're training. That would be my guess compared to farming in a map. Because either people kind of farm in maps now, either really small maps where it's already easy to loot, or really big maps where I think on a percentage base, like the VacPat won't help as much because either the platforms are far away from each other and the VacPat won't be able to just like suck up everything because it's still a little bit too far away, or you already have to move a lot anyway to get get there. I remember it's only one pet as well, so the one pet will loot a lot better. But if you have a Kana and the whole map is full of drops and you walk over it with just one pet, it still probably will be too hard to loot everything. So you'll still need your other pets to like pitch in and give you a little bit more. It might make bad maps viable. That is possible if a lot of people are training on their Kanas because they want to like gain hard and everyone gives it to their Kana. It is possible that you have way more people filling up Arcana and maybe even other areas, probably definitely MTS 2, 3, and 4 as well in Asphera. Maybe MTS 7 again will be completely full. Remember that map got buffed as well, so rates in MTS 7 are probably going to be pretty gnarly as well. And that map has a lot of weird small platforms, and with a VacPat that could be way easier to loot that map and lose a lot less time rotating to loot rather than spending time killing. That is very possible. So I think I would let it depend on where you're already training and kind of think about how do you loot, right? Do you have two platforms that are close enough? I wonder if we can see, does anyone have a video referring to Zero's claiming the box? Does anyone have a video on what the exact ranges of a VacPat? Are you saying Zero gets 2 boxes because they're 2 characters, or what? Everyone gets 2 because of Zero? Oh. Oh, thanks, Zero. Okay, we're gonna... Okay. Did they take pet loot off so they can like turn it on in dramatic fashion? So they have the whole map full. Yeah. So you see, it's not like and like everything like phases out of existence. It's still like one item at a time, right? Very quickly, but still one item at a time. And of course, this is too far away. This doesn't get looted. I think they're gonna climb up on the ladder to see what the range is, right? So I think once they get like here, oh, okay, it's a little bit further than I thought. So this is the range. That is pretty far. So this is the range. That is pretty good. Yeah, I think that's the same video I have, Brandon. Is Vecpa ping reliant? A little bit, but way less, right? Because it's like an automated system in the game. So the game can do it like immediately. Like a robot can do it faster than a human can do certain skills, right? So it'll be a little bit ping reliant, but not nearly as much as a lot of other systems in the game. So you see this all, right? It's not like insane, but it'll definitely be able, just one pet will be able to keep up with quite a lot of monster kills. So if you're doing like farming on Arcane and the whole map is like completely covered in money, don't think that, oh, I'll just put one vac pad on and everything in the entire map will just be like I'll just like phase near some kind of content and everything will just like collapse onto me. It's not that crazy. You'll still have to move over it several times. So you're basically still going to rely on your second and your third pad for a lot of the looting. So I think it's mainly valuable on your main. And because in conjunction, we also get the triple experience coupons and all the other stuff and the extra stat and everything. And, you know, the level up potions, all of those. I think this is a really good time to just go hard on your main character that you know you want to level. And just, yeah, just go crazy on that. And if you don't know what character to level, make sure you check ! classes in my chat, where I grade all the characters compared to each other and how well they do. And obviously we have another compulsive item share clicker. I am one of those as well. I know that feel. So this tiny little duder here, this one is going to he's going to shape he's going to change things up a little bit. He's going to shake it up. Does this look like the face of Mercy? I don't think so. Is that going to give us 3 vac pads? It's going to lack reboot worse for 3 months. Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be a thing. It'll be interesting. Ancestry still lives in KMS. It does, yeah. Compensation will be available after March 18th maintenance. Thank you for your patience, MapleStory team. Do I have March 18th maintenance? I do not have that here. So March 18th. Yeah, Thursday, March 18th. All right. Marking my calendar for that one. So that is big news. That is huge. So they went through with the whole thing pretty much. And then they'll probably be implementing all of the smaller things that they said, like where in game you'll be able to check if the rates of the inner-abilities and of the cubes and of the flames, if those are like roughly where you would expect them to be based on the actual distribution that they produce. I'm assuming that they will implement that stuff as well once it gets flushed out and implemented in KMS, maybe on a delay, right? And then depending on the conference on the 11th of April, was it? Wait, March? Yeah, April. March, April. Yeah. Whatever comes from that might have additional downstream effects for us, of course. So that will be interesting as well. See if we have any main questions that we can answer now that are good enough to make it into the video. No, we don't do suction during the video, Brando. To discuss what Mungie coins are used for, you NPC them. You could just walk to an NPC and sell them to an NPC, and you get 10 mil for selling one of them. It's mentioned down here. Mungie coin is 10 mil mesos. It's just in its use or an etc. item. I believe it's a use item. Yeah, a use item that you just sell to an NPC. You have a video on how to run a Kana mule on a second computer. I do not have a video for that, no. But there are basically three options. Either you just stand somewhere in the corner of the map and you just press Kishin every 2 minutes and it lasts a minute and you just have 50% uptime. Or you press Kishin and you teleport it to a different place in the map and you have Circle of Suppression on, so you get some free hits. And maybe also use the knockback resistance skill from the Mihail Link skill. That's very useful because if you get pushed into a corner, you'll be hitting way fewer monsters. That way you can get your uptime up from 50% to somewhere between like 55 to 75% uptime because of the extra hits triggering the Night Ghost Guide. And then the third option that's more hardcore is having either like a wireless keyboard or something on the ground where you can just put your foot on the spacebar basically, where you strip your character of all of its powerful items. You keep arcane power on because you don't want your character to die, but you basically are in the corner of the map and you just hold the button down, so you're constantly spamming Shikigami Haunting and Kishin, which you bind to like the double key, right, that exists on your keyboard, so that you press Kishin whenever it's necessary, and that you constantly Shikigami Haunting to trigger as many Night Ghost Guides as possible. There's one alternative theory that you could do where you basically train on the map for a little bit on the Kana, on the other computer for like, I don't know, like 10 minutes, I think, but again, stripped and like really, really weak, which could help you trigger an immense amount of Night Ghost Guides. And then basically later on, you just AFK with that character in the map, and the Kishin will just last a long time. Although I'm not sure on details on how long you need to do that, for how long of the duration you need to be. You don't want to have to refuel like mid-training session either. So those are like 3, maybe 4 options of what you could do with a Kana. What's the best way to get coins from Mulung Dojo? Coins from Mulung Dojo. You mean the points is just do dojo, I think, and get as far as possible? No, I don't think there's Mulung coins. I'm not sure what that is about exactly. Thanks for advice. Yeah, no problem. So you have 30 days to pick up the compensation. We have no. So when it comes to Innerability and Flames, you have 3 months. You have from March 18th until June 23rd to pick that up. So to choose which flames you want, where you want them, and choose how many on Innerability and Mungie coins and everything, and where you want those. And then when it comes to the big compensation pack, you have a little bit over 1 month, about 40 days, to figure out where you want to pick that up. And then that box, all the stuff you get has like their own timers. So like this box is a 7-day duration. The Dominator pendant box is 7-day duration. The equips are a 7-day duration, but then the stats last 6 months. Sorry, the equips aren't 7-day duration. The box with the equips is 7-day duration. And then the pet is a 90-day coupon. Symbol selector coupons are 90-day duration as well. The experience coupons are 90-day duration as well. So you can wait another 3 months before you use those. Yeah, so pick it at the moment where you want them, right? And then the triple experience coupon box can be used for 8 weeks, and you can use them 5 times. So you could just let it do nothing the first 3 weeks and then pick up the last 5 weeks. Yeah, whenever you want to use those. And that resets on Monday, and then you just click them 1 time to get 20 coupons for that week. And then you can use them again next Monday, basically. They just suggest someone to play with their foot. Depending on how hardcore you want to take the game, yeah, that's like legitimate advice. For some people that would be sadly, or they would be like, what the fuck? But yeah, that's that's actually legit advice for endgame playing, yeah. Mulung? Mulong, I think? No? Is it Mulung? I think it's Moulon, right? I don't know. All right. So, yeah. That should be very, very interesting. So we're waiting until the update of the 18th, and then all hell is breaking loose. Which rewards can I use on Kane? In KMS, Kane was part of the second wave of the update, and it seems that from these dates that I see here, it seems that Neo is probably coming with the 23rd update. But that doesn't mean that Kane is going to be available right then already. But yeah, you'll have to pick up the box before that. You have to pick up the box in April, and then you have to open it like the week after that. So like May 5th or something is the last day you can use the Arcane Umbra and the Dominator. Kane is a Nova character, so you could take the Choo Choo Island set coupon, at least one of them, on one of your Nova characters. So you can trade that one to Kane when it comes out. So you'll have those 60 all-stat, 40 weapon magic attack. That you can use this for Kane. And these are 90-day duration. So if you pick those up on April 28th, you'll have another 3-month. April, May, June, July. So you'll probably be able to use these growth potions on Kane to really power level your Kane up to 250. And possibly also the symbol selector coupons. It's also very possible you could be able to use these on Kane to really fast track your progression through arcane power on Kane. So if you're planning on banging all your bucks, betting all of your money on Kane, you could use these. Sherbet coupon, yeah, you might be able to trade it for like the last few days onto the Kane, but you're probably more concerned with making a lot of money before the Kane comes out with this pet. Yeah, and these you could also use technically on Kane, but I don't know if that really matters. Monster Park entry tickets and Maple Tour, that's not really important. The Mitra box. You can only use this for up to 56 days, so this one is not going to be able to be used by Kane. So it's going to be a little bit of Sherbet, Arcane Symbols, Level Up Potions, and definitely the Choo Choo Island set if you want to boost your Kane when it comes out. It's more likely that we get Neo on the 9th of June or the week after. I think, yeah, when did I originally have it? There was something, yeah, June 9th, I think. Hang on. Before we go too long on this video. Unhide Rose. Yeah, June 9th, right? Yeah, that's what I had initially in thoughts as well, that June 9th might be when. But yeah, that's also possible. But who knows at this point, right? Oh yeah, shameless plug here. If you're looking for a nice overview, a calendar of the current events, everything that's going on, when everything is going live, with links to extra information on what's going on, make sure you check !events for the event calendar. I'll always keep it up to date. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It's beautiful. Runic fee bonus will be doubled. Beautiful. We did it, Reddit. All right. Any questions? Any thoughts? Anything? Any comments you have? I'll look forward to reading them. And good luck. Make a plan. Check the dates. Check your personal calendar. See what makes sense. See what the times are. Don't feel too rushed to have to pick it up the first day, because remember, a lot of people will be doing that. And there will be a huge clusterfuck of a lot of people competing with each other over trying, for the gold rush. There's no insane rush in like the first few days or even the first week, okay? Take your time and plan smart. Don't, if you get into that pack, you might end up actually having to lose on your rates a little bit, because you have to compete with everyone for them, right? Because there is a finite amount of maps and a finite amount of time and space that you can occupy as a player. So keep that in mind, please. But yeah, best of luck with all of this. Read it through and make good decisions, all right?